guys. So today is June 3rd. It's the new moon in Gemini season. So all the devil's little children are out playing. What I like to do on new moons is put forth a new manifesting, a new journaling, because it's like a new beginning, a rebirth. You know, it's me being Cancer, ruled by the moon. I feel it all the time, and it makes me a different person like every 3 days, pretty much. To manifest better, you have to actually know what you want in life, and that can be the tricky part. It sometimes happens that even when you have everything, you still feel hollow and detached, and people are surprised why they feel like this when they're leading such a good life. And you have to explore yourself. It's a nature of humans that cannot feel satisfied fully unless they get what they want. And it's not necessary that whatever you have in your life is the things you crave for. Everyone has different goals, wishes, and needs in life, and sometimes it becomes difficult to, sometimes it can come to you as an epiphany or a revelation, but sometimes you have to make effort to know what your heart desires, or in what thing you would feel a real satisfaction and happiness. And there's many ways to find out what you want in life. The biggest thing is to be alone. Spend time with yourself and analyze what you want in life. That's an essential thing. It's not possible to figure out what you wish for until you ask questions. Unhappiness is there to show us what we don't want. So you think of the past and know what things make you happy and what don't. And make a list in your mind about your priorities. Determine your goals and start in a direction of aiming. And it will help bring your mind clarity before you can even struggle for anything. There's many situations in life when it becomes a tough decision and you become stuck between what you want and what others want. And if you remember one thing, that it's your life and you have to spend it thoroughly according to your instincts and desires, and knowing your happiness and decisions first to know and get what you want. It is common that people spend their lives on the decisions of others and cannot give their best because they cannot find real pleasure. Be optimistic. You can't get anything satisfactory to your inner self till the time you know that what it is. Sometimes people do not find out what they want because they think negatively that maybe they won't be able to get it. Because of this pessimistic approach, they even do not try to discover their real needs and desires. You need to try your best to achieve your true happiness and contentment after finding it by being hopeful and positive. And people feel disturbed and depressed when they have so many issues in life because of not doing things in the right way. It occurs when you don't find interest in your job, education, or any other thing in life. So you have to actively solve these issues wisely. It's not possible to get on the right thing for you until you remain stuck in different problems. make a proper strategy through which you deal with the specific situations and move to what you actually want. Another vital thing to do when you're exploring your inner self is when you feel upset or devoid of happiness. Talking to people, share your feelings can help a lot. Just the actual talking can help you find what you're craving. And instead of, bothering alone, talking and sharing with others can do a lot for you. And people who get what they want are the happiest ones. And if you're going to be one, you must start the exploration now at what can make you feel pleased and contented in a real sense. The thing that makes you relaxed and delightful is the thing you want in life. Everybody wants that. Everybody wants to be happy, but happiness isn't, a destination. It is the journey. I mean, most of my happiness, came from years of pitfalls and negativity and just general unease with life. I didn't want it. I didn't like it. Everything was terrible. And now that I'm really working on myself inside, I'm finding deeper meaning to things. And definitely I go off of my unhappiness now to let it serve as a lesson of, okay, this is what I don't like. So what would I actually like? What would I like instead? Is it opposite? Is it something along these lines? Sideways? Something in between, You just gotta really put in some introspection. When you can figure out what you do want, then you make clear intentions on how to live. When you think about it, our whole lives are centered around goals. You get up on a cold, wet Monday morning, requires a lot of energy to get out of bed at a specific time. And it's not pleasant for many people, but it's a goal nonetheless. Pretty much everything we want to do and achieve in our lives requires an intent to achieve something. That's what goals are, an intention to do something by a specified time. Start with your vision. Begin with a vision of what you want to achieve. Whether it be professional or personal, you have to have a clear pathway of what it is you want to achieve. And take some time to really see what the end result will look like, feel like. Close your eyes and see it. See yourself achieving that goal. And if you want to build a secure financial future for yourself and your family, what will that look like? Will that be cash in the bank? Or, a portfolio of investments, or a home, or, if you want to take a vacation for this summer, where do you want to go? What will you do? Imagine yourself doing those things. Feel those emotions in your imagination. Feel the smile on your face. Feel the laughter you'll have with others, the joy, the excitement. Ask the right questions. It's like, what do I have to do? Is incredibly powerful question because it opens your mind to the possibility of achieving your goal. And the only way this question is phrased means you are only considering ways to achieve, not ways you can't achieve. The wrong question asked is, how can I achieve this goal? That question often elicits the tempting answer, you can't. You can't do it. You know, your mind is automatically gonna go there, and you're just like, how do I do this? Ugh. And it's a daunting feeling. And what you want to be doing is opening your mind up to possibilities and the actions you will have to take to make that happen. Now, the what do I have to do question often brings up actions you may feel at first are impossible. So ask the question again. You know, look at your daily habits and behaviors. Are the driving force behind the results we achieve in our lives? You know, if you smoke 20 cigarettes a day and drink several glasses of wine and then go to bed slightly drunk over time, this is going to have a profoundly negative effect on your health. You know, if it doesn't send you to an early grave, you're almost certainly going to experience difficulties with your health at some point in time. And, you know, we think about that, but we also push things off, like, I'll worry about it then, you know, kind of thing. Because our daily habits and behaviors have such a large impact on our results that we achieve in our lives, take time to analyze them. Identify the ones that give you negative results. Unhealthy eating, excessive drinking, smoking, complaining, gossiping, you know, waking up at the last possible moment, going to bed late, spending all night playing games or watching TV. You'll over time, you'll result in negative outcomes in your life. If you want to climb a mountain by the time you turn 40, you gotta get yourself out of bed. You have to exercise. You have to train mentally and physically for such things. You know, turn it into a new habit. I like to spend my morning when I wake up, instead I used to just rush around, just go, go, go. And then when my health took over and I couldn't do such things, and then it was taking me a good 4 or 5 hours to physically get out of bed, as you know, you sit there and you think. And that was one of the things I do now, you know, willingly, is I think about, what do I want to accomplish today? I set goals for myself. And sometimes I overdo that list, and then I feel kind of bad. But I realize, but I've done this and this and this and this. And some days, you know, some days are just, they're terrible. And you're just like, F this, F that, I'm going back to sleep. But if you have those clear, beautiful days, and I find, like, if you're waking up in the same way, you're being mindful, you're giving gratitude, and you're goal setting, it will really change your perspective. I come outside, I welcome the sunlight, I welcome the beautiful day, I kiss my loved ones, you know, things like that. Just refresh yourself. And then when you set a goal, you know, use your time in more positive ways. You know, don't stay constantly on Facebook. I've been way more mindful of how much I use my phone and what I'm doing on it now, which has been very helpful, and I've gotten a lot more learning and positive things in my life from that. So then when you have a goal, then if they don't have a timeline and an end date, you'll find excuses to put off what you need to do to make it happen. You can, of course, adjust your deadline if you find you are a little too ambitious with your initial enthusiasm, but you do need a deadline. Setting dates and deadlines gives you the sense of urgency you need to make progress. You do not have to achieve the big goal in the first year, but you do need to have an annual goal that is taking you a little closer each day, month, year toward the big picture. And visualize and review your goals regularly. You should have some form of a vision board to keep you reminded of your final destination. You know, I write down my manifestations. I had a vision board, to which I'm starting a new one. Very excited about that. And everything that I had put on that vision board 6 months ago has come to fruition, because I'm like, I want this. I want to become more spiritual, more in tune with myself, more connected with others, spend more time out, have fun, smile more. You know, those definitely helped and come into my life, and I am so grateful for that. And you know, like, I'm a very visual person, so, you know, I like to see things out there. So it's like when I have a vision board, and you can download like vision board apps, things like that. All, you know, they're available to you. When you have something visual, it'll help you see your goals, and then also review your progress and adjust deadlines if necessary. We're all different, and we all want different things in our lives, and many of us want to build, you know, a successful business or develop a successful career or whatever it is you want out of life. It is your life, and it's up to you to create it. And you have the good fortune to be able to decide, act, and achieve, and it all starts with an idea and a vision, and then a few questions, and then the answers sometimes take a little longer to find. But make a plan and a destination to travel towards. You know, they say, like, it's those things you regret that affect you the most. And that is so true, because when you waste your chances, when the whole thing was overthinking, like, what if, and then I'd paralyze myself into not doing anything. And then you get to the end of your day and like, I am so disappointed. And then every consecutive day was like that, and then you're just like, what am I doing? Where am I going? Anywhere? Bueller? Anywhere? No. You want to end your days knowing you live the life you want, and we are exactly where we choose to be. No matter even if you have put yourself into a bad spot or not, we have chosen to be there, and then we also make the choice to leave that. It's the fear that is holding you back. Now, I have left domestic violence situations, very bad ones, and yeah, it takes time, but they may have been like some great whirlwind of passion, you know, in places, but ultimately I knew that this isn't right for me. You know, this is not how I view my life as being. I don't want to feel like this. I want to feel like this. So you change it. It's your decision, your choice to be where you are. It's one thing I know of the 80-20 rule, and it's pretty helpful for concepts of life and time management and setting goals. So one thing I know of, the 80-20 rule, and it's pretty helpful for concepts of life and time management and setting goals. You know, how to prioritize your tasks, your days, weeks, months, and just apply it to your productivity. So first you would take a piece of paper and write down learning how to prioritize your tasks, days, weeks, and months. In particular, you can apply it to your productivity. So in order to effectively apply the 80-20 rule to goal setting is to take a piece of paper, write down 10 goals. Then ask yourself if you could only accomplish one of the goals on that list today. Which one goal would have the greatest positive impact on your life? And then you pick the second most important goal. And what you'll find is after you complete this exercise, you have determined the most important 20% of your goals that will help you more than anything else. And you should continue to work at those goals that you've chosen as the most valuable all the time. It's like we're always procrastinating on these one or two small activities, you know, but you're supposed to, they say, eat the biggest frog first. And honestly, I am not a morning person at all. I cannot, I try very hard now to be motivated. Like I was saying, it would take me hours to get out of bed. But now it's only a little bit of time, and then I get going, and then I'm like, after my goal setting, I feel more motivated to do so because I know what I'm supposed to be doing, and I'm not just like wandering aimlessly throughout the day. And usually the most valuable tasks you can do each day are often the hardest and most complex, but the payoff and rewards for completing them can be tremendous. You know, before you begin, always ask yourself, is this task in the top 20% of my activities or in the bottom 80%? The rule is to resist the temptation to clear up the small things first. Though that's what I'll tend to do just to get me going, because if I can't even do something small, like say you're overwhelmed with cleaning a room, what I'll do is I'll start in one little corner or one drawer or one counter, and then after that you build a momentum. But the small goals, have to always work towards the main goal. I used to start cleaning, and then I'd find something, and then I'd get completely distracted, and then hours go by, and I'm like, I didn't do anything. It's just like when your goal is clear, you will come up with exactly the right answer at exactly the right time. Every person on the planet is allotted the same, 1,440 minutes of each day in 24 hours. It's how we choose to use them that makes all the difference. But, they say that tackling your largest, scariest task first, when you do that, everything else will feel simple. If you're gonna redecorate a room, you're not just gonna rearrange the knickknacks, you're gonna move the furniture first. So, I think I just pick and choose my opportunities of when to go big and when to go small. But, prioritizing tasks, go with A task, always come before B task, and B task before C task, and D task should be delegated. and a task, just eliminate entirely. And when you stick to that, you're always in tackling the most important things first and using your time as wisely as possible. Divide and conquer. If you have a major task to get done, try to divide it up into smaller, more manageable things. And it will seem less intimidating than when the task is viewed as a whole. When you divide it up, you get more momentum and you knock it out. Getting started is often the hardest part of accomplishing anything, especially for me. But once I get going, it's so much easier to push forward. And oftentimes, what holds me back is worrying and overthinking this task, and that's ultimately what takes up more energy than anything, than just doing it. Avoid the waste of mental energy by just getting it out of the way. Just be a Nike commercial, just do it. And fear is an excellent motivator, and if your tasks are important, not completing them is sure to come with some negative consequences. And while you don't want to focus on the consequences so much that you allow them to work you into anxiety, a little bit of concern can be great for crushing your procrastination. Always bring the necessary tools you need with you to complete said task, and maintaining a positive, motivated mindset. Put some relaxation time in there. You can't just go, and then you get burnt out. Meditate, do whatever you find most refreshing and peaceful, but adopt a sense of urgency. It's not just enough to work hard, you also have to work quickly. Find a speed at which the quality of your work is still high, and develop a sense of urgency necessary for you to maintain that. Always reward yourself, and always analyze the best way to go about doing a task. Work smarter, not harder. And then delegate things. The best leaders know how to properly delegate tasks. If there's work that you can afford to outsource or delegate to someone else, then do it. This way you can ensure your efforts are always focused on what's important to you. Eliminate the non-essential things. If you're pressed for time, strike them out. Don't worry about it. They'll only distract you from your other more essential tasks. And that's another thing. Distractions are the fuel of procrastination. And it can, if you lock yourself in a room, avoid all distractions. Put your phone in another room, pull down the shades, and get to work until it's done. So, in the comments, what do you want to accomplish? And what can you accomplish today?